Hi, my name is Nicole Strulins, and I'm going to show you how to touch up a spray tan on your face and also how to do your makeup for spray tanning using an airbrush makeup machine. So we're going to use the Luminess, which is this right here. It's the Luminess Heiress. There's also one by Dinair that is very similar that you can use as well. So my spray tan I did on Thursday, and as you can see, my arms are a little bit darker than my face. It tends to fade a little faster on the face. I recommend using Origin's Checks and Balances face wash. It's very gentle. And then for moisturizing, I like to use Origin's A Perfect World SPF 25 during the day for my moisturizer. At the moment, I don't have anything on my face. For my body moisturizer, I like to use Amir Argan Oil, A Touch of Tan. It's very hydrating and it helps to keep your spray tan lasting. As far as touching up the spray tan, I want to use the actual tanning solution, and I want to put that into the airbrush. So you take your little stylus here, and then I'm using Aviva Labs 10% solution, which is what I use to airbrush tan my body. I have a spray tanning company, so I do my own airbrushing. So you just want to put a couple drops in there with a dropper, and then you want to turn on your airbrush machine, like so. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to plug it in. Hold on one second. Okay, so it's working now. So we can went ahead and turned it on. You're just going to hold back the lever, and you're just going to go in circular motions. We're going to do the forehead, the cheeks, chin. You want to kind of keep your eyes closed, and then go over the nose and the rest of the face. You may have to load a few more drops in there. You'll feel it coming on as a light mist, so just add a few more drops. You just don't want to put too much in there because it doesn't hold that much. And then you want to blend it onto the chin as well. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and let that set on the face for a moment, and then we're going to prepare our foundation. Now for foundation, I like to do the Dinair. It's from the Colair Radiance collection, and the number that I use on myself when I'm spray tanned is called C128. It's like a honey beige color. So with these, you want to shake them really good. They have like a little marble in them, and you'll hear that shake really, really good. You want to use about 7 drops to cover the face when you do your foundation. So we're going to go ahead and put 7 drops in there. And you can always add more if you need it, but I like to do my foundation pretty sheer if you have more things to cover. So we'll go ahead and again, you'll feel it coming on really lightly. You just kind of look in the mirror. Okay, so there's our foundation. So as you can see, you know, we've kind of covered up anything that I need to cover, and yet it blends in with like my neck, my arm, the rest of my spray tan here. So the next step we're going to do is to add a bronzer. I always like to add a shimmer bronzer. So this is the Dinair. It's called Light Bronze. They have a dark bronze too, but since I'm fair, we're going to use the light bronze. Same thing, we want to shake it up really, really good, get that to blend in. And then we're going to add just a couple drops. 4 drops is what I usually do because we're not going to put the bronzer on the whole face. It's just kind of like a little highlighter. And then go ahead and add 4 drops there. And then we'll turn our machine back on. I like to go over the cheeks, a little over the nose, and a little bit on the forehead because that's where the sun would naturally kind of bronze. And then a tiny, tiny bit on like the chin, but not too much, just a little. So you really just want to highlight this area and this area and kind of give like a nice little bronzy glow to our face. Now again, the only cosmetics that I have on are foundation and bronzer at the moment. You can use under eye concealer first if you want to do that. The next thing we're going to use with the airbrush is a little bit of blush. This is called Pink Blossom. So it's kind of like a nice like little peachy pink color. And then I like to put blush on top of it because I like my cheeks to be really peachy. So we're just going to add maybe like 4 drops. We don't need that much, not as much as the foundation. And then we're just going to go over the cheeks. like that. So it's just a few seconds, adds a little pop of color there. And then just to add a little bit more color, one of my favorite things that I like when I have a spray tan especially is the NARS Orgasm Blush. And we'll put a little bit of that on. The Dinair airbrush makeup does dry really quickly too, just so you know. You don't have to use any additional powders or anything on top of it. So we're just going to take a tiny bit. Here we go. Just to add a little bit more color there. Because like I said, I like to have a really nice like peachy bronze color. Okay, now for the eyes, this is really important because we really want to make our eyes pop, especially mine since my eyelashes are pretty short. So for the eye base, I like to use MAC. It's called MAC Painterly, and this is an awesome eyeshadow base. You need to use it with a synthetic brush like this. And the synthetic brushes work really well with foundations. And then you're just going to apply that to the eyelid like so. And what this does is it keeps your eyeshadow from creasing, especially if you're like me and you have really oily eyelids. Plus, it also gets rid of all that redness if you tend to look like you didn't get enough sleep last night. And this helps too. Okay, perfect. So now we've got our base going on, so we look a little bit more awake now, which is great. So then what I like to do with a spray tan, I think these colors are really great. It's Urban Decay, the Naked palette. This is Naked 2, which I love. Naked 3 is really nice too. It has a lot of rose golds and things like that. But as you can see, the palette has a lot of really nice neutrals and a lot of bronzes. So they look really nice with a spray tan. So we're going to do like kind of a nice all over color. I'll take an eyeshadow brush, and then I'm going to use the third one in. It's like a very light shade, and we're going to just brush that on the whole lid, like so. And then the other. If you don't have airbrush makeup at home, you can use powder makeup too. I like to do mineral makeup if I'm not going to do airbrush. Cover FX makes a really good mineral powder. I use N40 is the color. And then if I do a powder bronzer, like if I'm traveling, I do Sephora. It's the Sephora bronzer in Aruba, and it's very, very nice looking. But airbrush makeup does tend to look a little bit lighter and more natural. So then we're going to do a little bit of contouring now. So what I want to do is I want to take like an angled brush, and then I just want to take one of the darker colors. We're going to do Snake Bite here. And then kind of go like this, and then kind of go into the crease of the eye here, just to add like a nice bronzy color. And then we'll do the same on the other eye. And this will add a little bit of kind of depth to the eye too, and make our eyes look more open. And then we're going to blend that in. So we'll take our blending brush here, and then we'll go with Suspect, which is the next lighter color next to it. And then just kind of blend that line and blend into it. So we have like a nice, like smoky bronze, but very natural looking. This is like my everyday makeup. This isn't like going out to the clubs or anything. It's just like my, daytime routine. So you can see what it looks like here. And then of course we're going to need to do a little bit of liner too. So what I like to do on the bottom is I like to do a little bit of shadow liner. So you could take an angled brush and then kind of go in one of the darker colors like Busted, which is like a darker brown, and just dip the side of it. You're just going to go underneath and just add like a little bit of a smoky brown underneath, because I don't like really the harsh eyeliners unless you're doing a black liquid liner. Okay, perfect. So now we have that, and so now we want to do the top of the eyeliner. Now for the top, I like to go with black because I think black stands out better. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our eyeshadow brush. We're actually going to get it wet, so I'm going to go ahead and do that really quick. Okay, so we got our eyeliner brush wet. It's going to work a lot better that way. And then we're going to dip it into the black color, which is the last one in the palette. And then when we put it on the eyes, it's going to be easier to draw on. And then we want to do a little bit of a wingtip. Right there. So we just kind of fanned it out a little bit. Okay, so now we can do the other eye to kind of make it match. This part is a little bit harder, but if you do the wingtips really small. Plus, I usually do it really close to the mirror. So it's a lot easier. Okay, so then the next step is going to be mascara, which we're going to put on right now. I like to use a waterproof mascara because I live in Miami. It's really humid, so I like the Buxom waterproof. So I'm already wearing a little bit of mascara, so we're just going to touch it up a little bit. Like that. And of course I got some right there. That's fine. I really like this one because it's waterproof and it stands up really well to the humidity. My other favorite one is Dior Show waterproof, which is awesome. And then the last thing that we're going to do is a lip color. Now, I like lip color that lasts a long time, so I like this Revlon Color Stay. It's the 16-hour wear. So this one is called Constantly Coral. So it looks really, really nice with a spray tan. So we're going to put that on. And the cool thing about this is that it comes with a lip gloss too. So you just let it set for 1 minute, and then once this is dry, you can put the clear lip gloss on top of it. So now we can kind of let our hair down. You can see that my tan is matched with the rest of my body. And you can also see that I have a very nice, natural kind of glow to it. You don't need to wear a lot of makeup when you have a spray tan. You can just do your makeup really lightly. So I don't know if you can see, but it has like a nice, fresh, dewy glow to it. So that's how I do my makeup for spray tanning, and that's how I get my spray tan to last a little bit longer. Thank you so much, and you can visit me on my website, www.miamiglowtanning.com. Thank you.